Assalamu alaikum. Today's our discussion topic is development of female reproductive organ. It's a complicated portion of discussion. Someone may find it difficult, but we will try to make understand in the easiest way for remember and for understanding. It's very much important for the post-graduation trainee and undergraduate student for their MCQ, their written and the post-graduation entrance examination. Okay, we will divide this lecture into three parts. First of all, we will know about the key structure, source, stages, and component of genital system. Then we will go through the development procedure or details process, and then about the differentiation of the external internal genital part. Okay, we go through the lecture first. Okay, first of all, we will see some figures. Okay, this is a developing embryo structure of third week, and we will see some structure that is important for developing for female reproductive organ. This is the hind gut tube, mainly hind gut. This is the part of cloaca. This is allantois. This hind gut that connect with the dorsal mesentery. This region is known as mesonephric region. There is presence of mesonephric ridge mesonephric ridge, and medial to the mesonephros ridge there is development of genital ridge. This is the important structure to know. This is the genital ridge. Okay, here is development of paramesonephric duct, and lateral of it there is presence of paramesonephric duct. This structure is important to know for the development of internal and external genitalia. This is the structure of urogenital ridge, and this two structure embedded into the urogenital ridge or urogenital sinus. Okay, this is all about the derivative structure which related to the development of genital organ. Okay, now you see some figure that is indifferentiate gonad. There's later give rise to formation of ovary in case of female and testis in case of male. This is the structure that is known as mesonephric duct. This is important for formation of male genitalia. And lateral to this mesonephric duct, there is presence of pair of genital duct that is known as paramesonephric duct. Another name is Mullerian duct. This is two in number, lies lateral to the mesonephric or Wolfram duct. This gives rise the internal genitalia of female. These two structure embedded into the urogenital sinus. This lies around the cloaca. Okay, this is the important structure that is give rise to internal genitalia. Now the derivative structure that is the indifferent stage, and it is genital swelling. This is genital tubercle. It is urethral or genital fold, and this is the anal membrane. This structure gives rise to male and female internal genitalia. Okay, now the source. There are three sources for development of female reproductive organ. One is intermediate mesoderm. mesoderm. Second one is part of cloaca. Third one is coelomic epithelium that cover the intermediate mesoderm. Intermediate mesoderm. Now there is two stages. First remaining in different stages. Here we can't differentiate between male and female fetus. Then it enter into definitive stage. Now the component of reproductive organ. First is pair of gonad, then genital duct, this give rise to internal genital organ mainly. Third one is external genital organ. Okay. Go through the next part. First of all, genetic sex or gonadal sex and phenotypic sex, from which time to which time these structures are developed, we will learn by step. Chromosomal sex or genetic sex is determined during birth or fertilization. During fertilization, gonadal sex, not genetic sex, or chromosomal genetic sex or chromosomal sex is developed during fertilization. This is more important to know. There's this gonad or the fetus will be male or female. That is, genetic sex is determined during the time of fertilization. If it is male, it forms XY, and if it is female, genetic sex or chromosomal sex is XX. Now, the second part, at the time the gonad remains indifferent. Now, at the time of 7th to 9th week of development, gonadal sex is differentiated. Then gonad, if it is male, become testis. If female, it become ovary. At around 7 to 9 week or 7 to 10 week. That is definitive gonad is formed, that is testis or ovary. Next one is phenotypic sex. That external genitalia is developed and it gives rise to phenotypic structure, that is either male fetus or female fetus. By development of external genitalia, it is started and almost completed about between 12th week. So that is a very much important topic, that genetic sex or chromosomal sex is developed during fertilization. Is important for the MCQ. Then gonadal sex is differentiated to ovary and testis within 7 to 9 weeks. This is also important for MCQ. And another is external genitalia is developed within 12th week of gestational age. This is give rise to either male fetus or female fetus. This is also called the central dogma of sex differentiation. Now we'll go through the details about ovary development or gonad's development. This is the structure that is known as genital ridge. 2 in number. This lies medial to the mesonephric ridge, and the gonadal ridge appear initially as a pair of longitudinal ridge called gonadal ridge, lies just medial to mesonephric duct. Mesonephric duct remains, and paramesonephric duct remains in this lateral to the mesonephric duct, and this whole area is known as mesonephric ridge. Okay. Then genital ridge is formed by the proliferation of the surface epithelium. That is surface epithelium. This is thickened. This is thickened. It is the coelomic epithelium thickened to form genital ridge medially, and it is the condensation of underlying mesenchyme. Now the appearance of primordial germ cell. Yeast first appear in the wall of yolk sac. There is the presence of yolk sac and close to the allantois. The presence of yolk sac and it is close to the allantois, and the primordial germ cell that migrate by the amoeboid movement. Migrate by the amoeboid movement through the hindgut along the dorsal mesentery and reach to the gonadal ridges. And it arrived at the 5th week. It arrived to the genital ridge within 5th week of gestational age, and it start to invade the genital ridge within 6th week of gestational age. Before that, this gonad remains indifferentiate. When they reach and invade the genital ridge, then definitive gonad going to start developed. At the time of fertilization, if it is XX female, then definitive gonad become ovary. If time of fertilization it is XY, then under the influence of Y chromosome, it becomes testis. We have to know that first testis development occur as Y gene has a testis determining factor. It occurs within 7 to 9th week. If there is absence of Y, then there is development of ovary or female. Up to 7 to 8 week, it waits as Y chromosome has testis determining factor, and if there is no Y, then development of female fetus or female gonad occur. Next, if genetic sex is XY, what happened? If XX, what happened? We will learn about in details. Y chromosome is very much potent sex chromosome. Y chromosome has important gene that name SRY gene that is present in the short arm of Y chromosome. SRY gene present short arm of Y chromosome. It is an important gene that encoded by a special protein known as testis determinant factor protein. It contains testis determining factor protein. And if The chromosomal sex is XY. This is under the influence of Y chromosome and SRY gene. There is upregulation of some other gene that is known as SOX9 gene and fibroblast growth factor FGF9. These two gene also upregulated, and then these give indifferentiate gonad to form testis. Okay, it occurs within 6 to 9 week of gestational age. Okay, we will first go through the development of male genitalia to better understanding of female genitalia. Okay, 6 to 9 weeks there is development of testis. Two important cell of the testis development within this week. One is Sartori cell. Another one is Leydig cell. Leydig cell appeared 8 week and Sartori cell appears within 7th week of gestational age. This Sartori cell give an important hormone production, that is anti-Mullerian hormone or Mullerian inhibitory factor. These are important structure that causes regression of female genital duct, that is regression of paramesonephric duct. As there is AMH or Mullerian inhibitory factor, there is regression of paramesonephric duct, so there is no uterus development, no fallopian tube, and no development of vagina. Okay, this is an important topics to know, as there is AMH, that there is regression of paramesonephric or Mullerian duct, and there is no formation of female internal genitalia. It occurs within 8 weeks. Now, the Leydig cell. The important hormone secreted from Leydig cell is testosterone. It is known as male hormone, and it gives rise to formation of male genital organ. Okay, what testosterone do? It has two important function. One is it helps to development of male genital duct, that is Wolffian duct or mesonephric duct. Then there is the formation of male genitalia, that is epididymis. Then vas deferens, seminal vesicle, and prostatic utricle or prostate. And these testosterone under the influence of 5-alpha reductase enzyme. These give rise to formation of dihydrotestosterone. This is the active form of testosterone, and under the presence or absence of dihydrotestosterone, there is formation of external genitalia in male and female. If there is testosterone is present and it convert into the dihydrotestosterone, then there is formation of the indifferent stage of male genital organ into the male external genital organ, and in absence of dihydrotestosterone, the indifferent stage of external genitalia give rise to formation of or development of female external genitalia. Okay, this is all about the development of male external genitalia, internal genitalia. Now we go through the previous, that is development of female genital organ. It will be easy now. Okay, in case of female chromosomal sex differentiation at the fertilization, it is XX. So there is absence of Y chromosome. As there is absence of Y, there is no SRY So there is no testis differentiate factor. This is important to know for development of female internal genitalia and external genitalia. As there is absence of Y, no SRY, no tumor, testis determining factor, there is upregulation of 2G, that is WT, WNT4G and RSP01. These two genes are regulated and convert indifferentiate gonad into ovary and the other genitalia is formed. Now within the this excess absence of Y, TDF and other hormone, this is developed indifferentiate gonad develop into ovary. Okay. Now the genital duct. As there is no AMH, anti-Mullerian hormone, as there is no cervical cell, no secretion of AMH, and anti-Mullerian hormone mainly causes regression of paramesonephric duct. As no MH, no regression. Development of paramesonephric duct. It lies parallelly and lateral to the mesonephric duct. It has three parts: upper vertical, intermediate horizontal, and lower vertical. This structure fused to form fallopian tube, uterus, and upper two-thirds of vagina. Okay. Next, as there is no testosterone, as Leydig cell absent, no Leydig cell, no testosterone. So, regression of Olffian duct. This regrets Olffian duct give rise to hypoophoron, perophoron, and the cranial part of Gartner's duct. As no testosterone, no conversion of testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, that is active form of testosterone. So external genitalia developed into female pattern. There is formation of labia majora, labia minora, and clitoris. In case of male, this give rise to glans penis, anal urethra, and prostate. Okay, we will see the previous figure. We learned about showing the structure about the female genital organ. This is paramesonephric duct, this upper vertical part, intermediate horizontal part, and lower vertical part. Vertical, intermediate, then again vertical. These two fused to form fallopian tube. These two and this intermediate horizontal part give rise to uterus and cervix formation, and this lower part, horizontal part, fused to form upper vaginal part. Okay, as there is absence of, this is the indifferent stages of external genitalia, that is a invade into the urogenital sinus and give rise to formation anteriorly the urogenital part and posterior is rectal or anal part. These form the anal membrane, that is a urethral membrane enclosed, and this later give rise to urethral opening and it's give rise to anal opening or anal canal formation. As there is no dihydrotestosterone, these indifferent stages of external genitalia, lateral side there is two genital swelling. That is bluish in color, and in case of male, these give rise to formation of scrotum, where testes remain. And in case of female, it gives rise to formation of labia majora. Now, this structure is known as urethral fold. In case of male, it gives rise to formation of penile urethra. And in case of female, this gives rise to formation of labia minora. These are the homologous structure. In case of labia majora, it is homologous to scrotum. In case of labia minora, it is homologous to penile urethra. Now this is the genital tubercle. This genital tubercle, in case of male, give rise to formation of glans penis. In case of female, it gives rise to formation of clitoris. Okay, in case of female, it is clitoris. In case of male, it is glans penis. These are the homologous structure to each other. Now, one portion is remain, that is lower part of vagina formation. Upper two-third is formed by the fusion of lower vertical part of paramesonephric duct. These paramesonephric duct invade the urogenital sinus. Urogenital sinus. This is the urogenital sinus, and this urogenital sinus gives rise to formation of lower one-third of vagina. Okay, this is all about the development of male and female external and internal genitalia. If we know about the formation of male genitalia, it will be easy for us to know about the female reproductive organ development. That's why I describe both of these part by part for your better understanding. Now, one is the important thing I will discuss in short, that is fusion of the paramesonephric duct and descent of ovary. For development of female internal genitalia, that is fallopian tube, uterus, and vagina, there is two procedure needs to happen. One is fusion, then resorption of septum and canalization. This upper horizontal part give rise to fused, and this is not fused. This give rise to formation of fallopian tube on both sides of the uterus, and the intermediate horizontal part are fused. This fusion start from center. It is important to know that fusion start at center. Then it fused craniocaudally. Then complete fusion occur. After fusion, there is starting of resorption and canalization and formation of uterine cavity. That starts from lower to upper part. Resorption occur caudal to cranial part. Caudal to cranial part and complete formation of uterine cavity and uterus. This is important for know the congenital anomaly of the uterus, vagina, and fallopian tube. Okay, next descent of the ovary. Indifferent gonad that's staying posterior abdominal wall at lumbar region. After formation of ovary, it needs to descend from lumbar region to pelvic region. It is done by the gubernaculum of ovary. This one end attached to abdominal wall and another is to attached to labia majora. Look at this figure. This is gubernaculum. This is the ovary. It is in posterior abdominal wall. It descends by the help of gubernaculum. One end descend caudal cranial end with abdominal wall attachment and caudal end with labia majora. And with the traction of gubernaculum, this big ovary become pelvic organ and it attached with the developing uterus. This is the part is known as corno. It is the fusion part of fallopian tube and the fundus or body of the uterus. Here there is attachment of this gubernaculum occur and this portion or this is known as ovarian ligament. And another portion, the lower part of gubernaculum, it attached with the corno. And finally, lower part attached with the labia majora. This structure is known as round ligament. And cranial part attached ovary with the abdominal wall or abdominal structure. This is known as suspensory ligament or infundibulopelvic ligament. This is all about the development of female reproductive organ. Thank you all for staying with beginners. Very learning.